MD3, the most advanced body panels on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. MD3, the #1 body choice for top dirt racers.
America rules, and so does real American beer. Get some, brother.
Out of Lake Alamo, Minnesota. In his 8th year of Super Late Model competition, the Soyboard Calf Ranches, Land of Pressure Washers, Hanco Corporation, Fuel Factory, The Real Cafe, B1, it's Brent Larson.
Only the toughest drivers can handle the World of Outlaws Late Model Series. Only the toughest pressure washers carry the name Landa.
If this is your idea of ladylike, you're gonna fit right in. Join us at Toyota Racing.
It rose from humble beginnings in the Valley of the Sun. A sprint car racer saw the need for racing shirts. And now, the vision of Carl Korbacher has resulted in Arizona Sport Shirts helping racers across America spread their message. For the best custom designed shirts, hoodies, caps, koozies, and much more, go to ArizonaSportShirts.com. Be part of history. Arizona Sport Shirts, the original racing shirt.
Precision isn't just a goal at Jarrett Rifles. It's our legacy. Since 1979, Kenny Jarrett's engineering excellence has created the world's most accurate hunting rifles, guaranteed to shoot a half MOA or better. From our tri-lock receivers to our custom stocks, this isn't just a rifle. It's a Jarrett, the choice of record-holding hunters worldwide. Jarrett Rifles. Accuracy defined. Excellence guaranteed.
Now showing the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Model Series, presented by DIRTVision. Featuring the best drivers, biggest races.
Fantastic start! The Reaper strikes! He wins the 2025 season opener!
And best coverage of dirt late model racing.
My name is Ashton Winger. I'll be covering all of the action.
Powerful late models on the planet!
DIRTVision is home to the greatest shows on dirt.
It is late spring in southwestern Wisconsin, and along the banks of the Big Muddy near Fountain City, the stage is set for the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models. Welcome to Mississippi Thunder Speedway and the final night of the Dairyland Showdown. And of course, tonight's exclusive DIRTVision coverage, which begins right here with a little pre-race pep talk from the studio. We'll get you ready for what is quickly becoming a favorite of both drivers and fans alike. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dave Reef. You know, credit for the transformation has to go to Bob Tim, who reshaped the former and appropriately named Tri-Oval Speedway, changing the 3-turn configuration into a high bank sweeping 4-corner facility. That was 2018. 13 years later, the World of Outlaws finally came to town, and ever since, all Mississippi Thunder Speedway has done is produce great racing and a history of different winners. The newest coming last night when Tyler Erb snapped a 3-year winless streak with the World of Outlaws.
Take two here in the Friday portion of the 2025 Dairyland Showdown. Tyler Erb will take the lead. Down the back straightaway, Gustin with an excellent restart. The defending Dairyland Showdown champion to second. Shirley back to his inside. Ain't going to give it to him that easy. Off of turn 4, Gustin has the position. Tyler Erb leads lap 1. It's going to be Tyler Erb, Gustin, and Shirley, the top 3. Shirley with a massive slider will take second from the 19R Gustin. Gustin rolls third, Pierce fourth, Hoffman fifth. The battle between the 9 of McCreadie and Hoffman continues. Now Pierce gets around the 19R of Gustin for third. Down the back straightaway. Gustin going to give it back to him here in turns 3 and 4. Slide job city here. Down the front straightaway. Pierce back to the position. Down the front straightaway into 32s up to third. And oh no, don't look now, but I think I see white smoke puffing out of the 3S. Hopefully not. Down the back straightaway. That top is wicked fast, but man, you can make that middle to bottom work as well. Nick Hoffman trying to get around the 19R Augustin. Now Pierce with a slide job on Shirley. Off of turn number 4. Shirley crosses him over, and Squirrel holds him off. The white smoke continuing to pump out of the 3S. It happens when he enters on the corners. Down the back straightaway, the 32 of Pierce has second. Shirley off the pace. And the Dave Warren Power Sports caution is out. We talked about the white smoke puffing out of the 3S. Off of turn number 4, it's Tyler Erb leading the way over Pierce. Side by side for third, Gustin and Hoffman. Hoffman will have third now. Tim McCreadie to 5th. Leads us off of turn number 4. 17 in. Nick Hoffman with a monster restart. He'll take second. No change in positions, but just seeing what these drivers are doing out there spectacular. They're putting their cars in different spots of the racetrack. They're trying to plot out what their next move is. Pierce gets around Hoffman, throws the slider. Hoffman back to his inside. What a dynamite one here tonight. Last year, Summer Nationals champion. Off of turn number 4, Tyler Erb wins the opening night of the Dairyland Showdown.
The series report card after a dozen points-paying events. It is the Friday third-place finisher Bobby Pierce who's established himself as the man to beat in the season-long points championship. Nick Hoffman did gain 2 points after his runner-up finish, but already finds himself in an 80-point hole. Ryan Gustin is third. Then it's the Rookie of the Year contenders. Drake Troutman rebounding from an early flat tire to finish 12th in the race last night. That means in finishing 7th, Ethan Dotson did close the gap. It's 36 between them. Tim McCreadie in 7th. We will hear from him when we get you out to Wisconsin here in just a little bit. Now on to Tyler Erb. You know, it had been more than 3 years and 36 series starts since he last rolled into an Outlaws victory lane. Reason enough for the Real American Beer bottoms-up celebration that we saw. The 9th different Mississippi Thunder Speedway winner in 11 series events. That is not to say that his success Friday night was a one-off. The fire suit? That may be, but the win? Definitely not. All you have to do is go back to last season's Dirt Cars Summer Nationals, also known as the Hell Tour. All of which, by the way, you can view at your pleasure in the DIRTVision vault. Well, Black and Green Machine picks up 11 feature wins, 17 top 5s, and 18 top 10s in 19 races, numbers that easily clinched the New Waverly Texas Racer the series title. Along with that, though, came added confidence, which was on full display last night, as Turbo put on a masterclass and easily holding at bay both Nick Hoffman and Bobby Pierce. And just that easy. 3 years removed from his last win with the Outlaws, Tyler Erb was back as relief could be heard right alongside positivity when we talked to him earlier this afternoon.
We were good enough and fortunate to finally win. Felt like forever with the Outlaws, and hopefully that's a good sign. And like, I've been pretty positive about everything. I feel like we've been good everywhere we've raced. Lucas, Outlaws, whatever. So yeah, just you know, we have a couple more cars that showed up today, which I've been racing with them, and Bobby and Hoffman and Gustin and all them guys. So yeah, I just think the good news is I'm like, okay, well, this worked last night. So you always have that to fall back on, and the track dried out there towards the end of the feature. I felt better than maybe the middle portion of it. So I don't expect it to be track record as fast, obviously, but you know, the feature was really good, and this place tends to, you know, they might go out there and farm it if it's a little dry, just the nature of the track and the dirt. So either way, I'm here for it. I like the racetrack. I'm happy about it. Squirrel's happy about it. Everybody's happy, and should be fun.
Another indicator of just how good Tyler Erb was comes when you consider how fast the second place finisher Nick Hoffman was to start the event. Straight off the trailer, hot laps fast, turned into the Simpson QuickTime Award moments later, signaling that the thrill for Mooresville most certainly would be a threat. Credit a return to the Midwest after being sluggish down south. With only one position available for a better finish, Hoffman was strong all race long in the orange and blue at Mississippi Thunder, battling with both Bobby Pierce and Tyler Erb throughout the 50-lap feature. Ultimately settling for the runner-up position, it did allow him to cut into the Pierce points lead, while also presenting a couple of ideas how to make the 9-car quicker tonight, heading into the 50-lap showdown.
I feel like this place just really suits my style. I've ran here, quite well in the past, and so I was excited to get here. I feel like a lot of these southern racetracks and places we've been just I'm not good at. I suck at red clay and was good at Smoky Mountain, but just mediocre at Swainsboro, and Talladega last week just kind of didn't go my way either. So excited to get towards the Midwest here. A lot of racetracks that I'm more familiar with and I'm a little bit better at. So last night, not bad. Run second. I felt like I had a pretty good shot at it there at the middle of the race, and it got to the point where we just had to get to the top and run around the fence. So throw a couple things at it where I felt like I maybe missed just a little bit last night and go from there. But I got to get a decent qualifying effort again tonight. Last night was able to do so, and that makes your whole night a lot easier.
Making the challenge taller tonight for both Turbo and the Thrill, extra cars that Ashton Smythe will fill you in on in just a moment. And of course, these two drivers. To the left, that's California's Ethan Dotson, 5th in the series points. To the right, Pennsylvania's Drake Troutman, who's 4th. Marching in lockstep, both first-year full-timers with the Outlaws, are drivers definitely worth keeping your eyes on. At 19 years of age, if there's one thing Drake Troutman isn't afraid of, it is hard work. Balancing school with racing, he has success at both, with multiple championships and more than 100 wins since his go-karting days began at age 4. On the opening night of the World of Outlaws World Finals last year, he nearly got his first win with the Outlaws in the 7 car. Now with the 22 Star car, it's the only place that this team seems to be flat as well, with flat tires. It happened on lap 2 last night before Drake drove it back to a respectable 13th place finish. There's no one arguing that 26-year-old Ethan Dotson isn't an equal, if not more, to Troutman. In addition to the 7-year gap between the rookie runners, there's also the headline that Dotson has already made when he picked up his first series win earlier this year at Farmer City Raceway. Originally from Bakersfield, California, Ethan's impressive IMCA career caught the eye of Coltman Farms Racing, and the rest, they hope, is history in the making. 13th to 7th last night, a very candid Ethan Dotson told Ashton Smythe earlier what happened and how he's going to fix it tonight.
I qualified like ran the top whenever the line was around the bottom like a dipshit, and we were decent in the feature but still wasn't very good, and finished 7th, and hopefully tonight's better. Just ain't really got the car where I'm comfortable, but I think we got an idea what to do, and we'll try it, and maybe it'll be better or maybe it'll be worse. Now I just show up and want to do the best I can at that race and try to win the race. There's like 40 more races, so don't really think about that at all.
We were all right. I mean, just bad luck here. We've had a lot of flat tires, a lot of tire issues here recently, but I don't know. I mean, I think that we're pretty decent. Got a pretty good car, and got to get a little bit of luck on our side and cut out some of these DNFs that we've been having. And you might go to a track that you don't like, and got to try to at least get out of there at the top 5, top 10, and just be consistent as you can. Last night was one of them nights. I felt like we had a good car, and things had different plans, I guess, and just had to get all we could get and try not to lose as many points as we could.
If Dotson's soundbite's not enough, will you hear what Ashton Winger will say in just a few moments? And with that, it is time to crack open a new night with the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models as Ashton Smythe continues with more pre-race news and notes from the home of the Dairyland Showdown, Mississippi Thunder Speedway.
Welcome into Mississippi Thunder Speedway, and tonight we will crown your 2025 Dairyland Showdown champion. My name is Ashton Smythe, and I'll be covering all of the action trackside, joined in just a little bit up in the booth by the voice of the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Model Series presented by DIRTVision, Ruben Morales. And whether you're joining us here in Fountain City, Wisconsin, or watching at home on DIRTVision, thank you so much for spending your Saturday evening with us. Now, Mother Nature has not been too kind to us the past 2 days. Thursday, of course, forcing a rain out. Yesterday being cold, chilly, cloudy, but today is an absolutely gorgeous day. Sun is out and shining. A little bit of a breeze blowing through with 3-mile-per-hour wind, 1% chance of rain, so that is not in the forecast for tonight. And 62 degrees. I got my short sleeves on, and a great day for some racing. And we saw that yesterday as well. An absolutely exciting start to finish every single time the cars hit the racetrack, and we're looking forward to it again here tonight. tonight. Now, yesterday during pre-race, we caught up with promoter of Mississippi Thunder Speedway, Tyrone, and talked about all the improvements they've made in the offseason to the facilities, including this brand new midway that I'm standing in right now. We haven't talked about the event necessarily. It just keeps getting bigger and better every single year we come here. Yesterday, we set a new record car count with 44 cars, but tonight we topped that as 49 late models have checked into the gates, which will force a 6-heat race schedule tonight, meaning only the winners will make their way into that ever important redraw. Only 3 cars from each feature, or excuse me, from each heat will transfer into the feature tonight. Is going to be an exciting one. Also, new track record set yesterday by Nick Hoffman with a wicked fast racetrack. Is going to be another great one here tonight. Now, you saw those highlights earlier on during pre-race with Dave Reef and a driver who had quite the day yesterday, and that is the 12 machine of Ashton Winger. Did not start off so strong for him, had some ignition issues right during qualifying and had to switch to a backup car right after qualifying. But in the feature, he did not show it. He started in a last chance showdown, started on the pole, ended up winning his last chance showdown, then made his way into the feature starting 18th and drove his way up to 13th, earning the Hard Charger Award last night, obviously salvaging a great run out of Ashton Winger. We caught up with him earlier on about what the struggles of yesterday were, how that transition went switching to a backup car, and how he's feeling coming off of a P5 run.
Some things just kind of played in our favor. I mean, we weren't bad, but definitely starting that deep and coming that far forward, you know, you had to have a couple things go your way. So, you know, you keep momentum up most of the time, and I think you can get away with driving pretty hard. I don't know, I've always enjoyed coming out to this part of the country, you know, here, Cedar Lake. Can't wait to go to Deer Creek. Just places like this kind of, you know, make it to where you can get away with driving a little harder than you probably should sometimes. So I'm excited for tonight. I know there's some more good cars that showed up, so we're going to have to be on our game, and the guys that, you know, are already here that are pretty good, you know, they got a night to fine tune on their stuff. So honestly, if, you know, we can run up front, my car's got to be pretty good because, you know, I'm a jackass most of the time. So it worked out well last night, and just, you know, solid runs right now is what we need. We kind of got buried to start the year, so just, you know, good runs, good runs, good runs.
Ashton Winger looking for another strong finish here tonight, and very confident moving in tonight. Passed 13 cars last night, up 13 positions to finish in 5th. Another driver with a great run last night and starting to have those great runs here settling into the 2025 season, and that is of T-Mac Tim McCreadie. A solid top 10 finish last night, his second in a row after coming off of a top 10 at Talladega just a few weeks ago as well. And although there's been lots of changes in the offseason for that 9 crew, he's really starting to settle in. Different team this year for him. New chassis style within the past couple months, but T-Mac is starting to settle in, working out all of those bugs, and he really feels like his team is gelling together. We talked to him last night about how he's going to continue this momentum and hope to get another top 10 run here tonight.
Nowadays, it's really hard. The field's tight, and you don't really have a big discrepancy between the top 10 and qualifying a lot of nights. Maybe the first or second place guys, but the rest of them are really tight. So what you do is you just got to try to find a nice balance to get yourself in a better position. But all in all, for us, it's been night and day the last few weeks, and I think we're starting to get better. And you unload, you try to do everything as best you can, and hopefully you knock off wins and make money, and then the points take care of themselves. I mean, we buried ourselves pretty far down. It'd take a small miracle to win this thing, but also somewhere's up above where we're at is not out of reach, and we'll just keep doing that and try to get better and build and try to have a fast car to win. Like, there's so much money out there that the points are the bonus. The biggest thing would be to knock down some of these bigger shows.
Tim McCreadie hoping to continue this momentum and hopefully finish better tonight and maybe breaking into the top 5. But if he places in the top 10 tonight, that would be his 3rd consecutive top 10, his 5th of the season, 4 already in the 2025 season with the World of Outlaws late models. Now, before we get cars on track, let's take a look at what we have to look forward to for tonight. And kicking off the racing action, the World of Outlaws Real American Beer late models will hit the track for hot laps, then the modified hot laps. Then it is qualifying time for the Outlaws, 2 laps apiece, followed by modified qualifying before we take a quick break in on-track action for opening ceremonies. The World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models will kick off the heat racing action. 6 heats, 8 laps apiece, winner into the redraw later on tonight, and then we will go into modified heats as well. The World of Outlaws back out on track for the last chance showdowns, 2 of those 10 laps apiece, before we take another quick break for that ever important redraw with the winners of each of those 6 heat races. Modified last chance showdown before it is feature racing action time, and kicking it off for tonight, the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models and the Dairyland Showdown 50 laps, and we will give away $30,000 to the winner before we close out the night with the modified feature here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Like I said, my name is Ashton Smythe, and I'll be covering all of the action trackside, but great view up there for you, Ruben, but you're missing out on some of the fun down here. Got my Dairyland Showdown cowbell, and I'm ready to rip. How are you feeling, Ruben?
I'm cheesing at the Dairyland Showdown. I'm ready. Ashton, good evening to you. Ready for night 2 of finale. Man, 49 cars, a record car count for the Dairyland Showdown. 6 past champions now with the addition of the 5-time champion of the World of Outlaws, Brandon Shepard. Hot lap session number 1 on the Speedway. It's going to be the 51W JT Wasman on the racetrack. Talked to him earlier today. Just getting comfortable. 1 seat time. 2nd night in a super late model last night. Going for his 3rd night here tonight, trying to make his first Outlaw feature. The 3-time World of Outlaws champion at Batesville, Arkansas, now calling Lake Havasu City, Arizona home, and the Keith Lawson Motorsports 21, Mr. Smooth, Billy Moyer. Right behind him, the last 2 outings with the World of Outlaws, a 4th place and a 9th place for the 2006 World of Outlaws champion, T-Mac, Tim McCreadie. Talked to him. He's feeling a lot more comfortable. You heard from the interview as well with Ashton, and Tim McCreadie going to be fun to watch. Winner last night, and he is coming out first in Group A qualifying later on tonight, trying to go back-to-back with the Outlaws, Tyler Erb, at the Best Performance Motorsports #1, last year's Dirt Car Summer Nationals champion. Joining us tonight for the first time here this weekend at Evans, Georgia, the Riggs Motorsports Longhorn Factory team is the 76, a big sexy Brendan Overton, winning at Circle City last night, making the 8-hour tow to join us for the finale of the Dairyland Showdown. Out of Mount Vernon, Iowa, in the number 25, it's going to be Chad Simpson. A solid top 10 for him last night. 9th place for Chad Simpson in that 25, and right behind him, currently your MD3 Rookie of the Year point leader out of Hindman, Pennsylvania, that is Drake Troutman. Other drivers on the Speedway, the 2015 World of Outlaws champion Shane Clanton, and your final driver out of Coldwater, Mississippi, the number 51, that is Dean Carpenter, the final driver on the Speedway as we get ready for hot lap session number 1. It's been a sunny day here and a little light breeze at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. I predict no track record tonight, but that's okay because this racetrack with all the sun and the little light breeze is going to slick off nicely top to bottom. And Nick Hoffman broke the track record last night. Now the track record sits at 13.042, set by last year's winner here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway on one of the opening nights, Nick Hoffman, the driver with the fastest hot lap. We'll get an extra $100 as long as they have the Dirt King Simulators sticker on the race car. And right now it is MD3 Rookie of the Year contender. There you see him on DIRTVision, Drake Troutman, 15.394 in that 22 star. Tim McCreadie second quick in the 9. Shane Clanton is going to get bumped down as Chad Simpson. Actually, Shane Clanton going to go to the top here. 15.122 for the 25 of Shane Clanton of Zebulon, Georgia. There you see the Dirt King Simulators here on the grounds. Vendor Row was popping today. Autograph session 4 to 5. All you fans showed out. Tons of fans in the stands here today. The simulator down there, just one of the cool things to do when you come to a World of Outlaws event. There's Shane Clanton on your screen. Fastest overall right now, 15.122. He'll try to translate that into Group A qualifying here in just a few moments. Hot lap session number 2, getting ready to roll onto the Speedway. 19 states being represented. That's what we had last night. And 6 past Outlaw champions in the field. Austin Smith on the Speedway. MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Cedartown, Georgia in the number 11. Right behind him, the defending Dairyland Showdown champion. The 19R, the Reaper. Ryan Gustin in the Cooney Motorsports number 19R. The number 35, it's going to be Parker Foster to Winona, Minnesota in the 35. 32 of Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois. In the low voltage solutions, Chad Simpson, 32, out of Oxford, Iowa. In the Kohler Motorsports hot rod septic treatment, number 32. Then the 20 TC of Tristan Chamberlain out of Richmond, Indiana, also on the Speedway. Knocked off 12 points on Troutman's lead last night. Ethan Dodson, the 74X out of Bakersfield, California. And another driver joining us from Bakersfield, California, Rob Sanders, joining us here this weekend after a 6-year break of super late model competition. And final driver out there, the 19 of Dustin Sorensen out of Rochester, Minnesota, running in the top 5 into a flat tire in the feature last night. Unfortunately, had to go to the rear, but still salvaged a 12th place run for him. And the 11 was Lance Hofer. Him and Hofer and Austin Smith look very, very alike. At a quick glance, I thought it was a MD3 Rookie of the Year contender Austin Smith, but it's Lance Hofer out of Cochran, Wisconsin, as we get ready for Hot Lap session number 2. Gorsuch Performance green flag flying here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Beautiful Saturday for a Dairyland Showdown finale. Ryan Gustin, the defending champion of this event, to the top of the charts with the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap. Now Simpson at a 14.480. Now Dodson to the top at the 74X. Track picking up speed as we progress here through hot laps. Checkered flag gonna fly. It's Ryan Gustin, top of the charts in the 19R. Had a tire going down in the feature last night. Salvaged a 6th place finish. Talked to Noah Bushman today. Noah said we had a tire going down there in the feature, but they managed to hold on to a solid 6th place run. Made his presence felt up front all night last night. Gustin at the top of the charts right now. The only 13-second lap set by Gustin right now, 13.892. Ethan Dodson 2nd, Chris Simpson 3rd, Dustin Sorensen 4th, and Tristan Chamberlain in the top 5. Drivers will make their exit off the back straightaway. We get ready for hot lap session at number 3. You see all the great vendors during each little hot lap session here. Don't forget, go to the greatest store on dirt and grab your official merchandise of the World of Outlaws. Lance Matthews leads this next group out, the Winona, Minnesota driver, and that CME Electric number 90. Also on the Speedway, you'll find the 15 of Clay Stuckey out of Shreveport, Louisiana. The Lucas Oil Products number 15, heartbreak for him last night, left rear flat tire while running in a transfer spot in the 15. Out of Bloomer, Wisconsin, the 55C, it's Chad Mader, and the number 60 joining us for the first time here this weekend. Not too far from here to Lakeshore, Minnesota. That's going to be Dan Ebert. Ebert, successful at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, winning last year's Carl Fensky Memorial here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. And the number 2, that's going to be Cody Overton, the 11 of Austin Smith on the Speedway as well, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Cedartown, Georgia. And right behind him, then the number 2 of Cody Overton out of Evans, Georgia, and the Stein Motorsports number 2. The 49, Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia. The Nutrien Ag Solutions number 49 with a 43 at Derek Stewart out of Ainsworth, Iowa. Final driver out there on this beautiful sunny day here at the Dairyland Showdown. We get ready for hot lap session number 3. Talked to Cody Overton in the pit area today. You remember that vicious flip he took at the Illini 100. That car was the car that he was running really well with to begin the year. So that car obviously bent, and they had been trying to fine-tune this race car to the exact feeling that one had. Cody Overton hasn't been feeling comfortable, but right now he goes to the top of the charts, 13.571. With the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap of the night. Cody Overton, he says it's just the balance. Got to get the right balance on this race car. Jonathan Davenport going to go second quick, but no one's going to stop the 2 of Cody Overton. He will now have the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap in the Stein Motorsports number 2 at a 13.571 for the 2 of Cody Overton. Jonathan Davenport second quick. Ryan Gustin remains third. Ethan Dodson fourth, and Austin Smith, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender, fifth quick here in hot laps. Hot lap session at number 4, getting ready to roll out here in just a few moments. Again, 49 entries here this evening for the Dairyland Showdown. $30,000 to win here tonight. And of course, all part of the Coltman Farms Racing Cup. 9 race series, 9 events. Every single night of those events, a points night for the Coltman Farms Racing Cup. $10,000 point fund for 2 drivers. Stout money there with the World of Outlaws. Up next, Sam Mars in Menominee, Wisconsin. Hasn't raced since the Wild West Shootout. He said just knocked the rust off last night, but they were happy with a solid 21st last night. Good to get back into the swing of things, he said. The 09, Michael Leach out of Sun River, Montana. Good to see him here all the way, of course, now in North Carolina, but Michael Leach out here in a modified before, but never in a late model, and had a good run last night at the 09. Looking for a better homecoming tonight out of Winona, Minnesota, the MD3 Rookie of the Year contender. That is Jake Tim, the Gorilla Mill, number 49. The 2022 World of Outlaws champion, one of the 6 past Outlaws champions in the field tonight, Dennis Erb Jr. And the McBride Mac, number 28, Heather Line, 2-time Crew Chief of the Year, first ever female to become Crew Chief of the Year for the World of Outlaws, wrenching the wrenches on that 28. Other driver on the Speedway, you'll find the number 26 out of Nixon, Missouri. It's Glenn Powell, trying to make his first World of Outlaws feature event. The 66, Eli Ross, the 16-year-old out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. The 96 of Tanner English, also on the Speedway at Benton, Kentucky. And the final driver out there, you'll find Tyler Bruning in that brand new Infinity. This is Hot Lap Session number 4. Drivers tickle the throttle around the Speedway. Michael Leach, third quick. Jake Tim to the top of the charts of the 49. Jake Tim yesterday, they set up the brakes wrong on the race car. It was the brake bias. So these drivers have a little turning thingy in the cockpit of the race car. And when they turn it to the right, turn it to the left, it obviously adjusts your brakes. They had more front brake than they had rear brake yesterday because they had it set up differently, so it's the brake bias. And then the tie rod alignment was off. And it was a brand new race car last night, brand new Longhorn. So they got that new car gremlins out of the way. And tonight, Jake Tim, way better, to the top of the charts with the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap at a 13.356. Jake Tim looking for a very solid night tonight. There you see Emma, his wife, on DIRTVision. Go visit her at their brand new souvenir trailer. And of course, her awesome brand of gear down there. A lot of good stuff down there. So head on down there and buy yourself a Jake Tim t-shirt or one of her awesome shirts of her new brand down there. Hot lap session number 5 and final hot lap session going to be led out by the 2023 Prairie Dirt Classic champion out of Martinsville, Indiana, the 20RT, Ricky Thornton Jr. Out of Lake Elmo, Minnesota, the 5-time Cedar Lake Speedway track champion, the B1 of Brent Larson. And in car number 9, Ty Torek in the house tonight. Ty Torek, of course, from the Buckeye State of Ohio. Ty Torek in the house. Nick Hoffman won here last year. Can he win the big one this time? That Ty Torek in number 9, Nick Hoffman. Your current World of Outlaws and Coltman Farms Racing Cup point leader out of Oakwood, Illinois, the Low Voltage Solutions. Number 32, the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce. Hard charger last night from a backup car, and then up to 5th last night out of Hampton, Georgia, the Jeff Matthews Motorsports, number 12 of Ashton Winger. In the 14, out of Corbett, Oregon, Colin Weinberger in the show last night. They were almost into the top 10 and then had some issues. They ended up finishing 23rd, but Colin Weinberger made his first outlaw start in his first ever try last night. And Matthew Larson, the 3rd-generation driver and Mississippi Thunder Speedway track champion a year ago in the USRA late models. Those are all the drivers here in Hot Lap Session number 5. Ricky Thornton Jr. making the 8-hour tow from Indianapolis, Indiana last night. As well in the 20RT, Ashton Winger. There you see him on your screen. Ricky Thornton Jr. second quick in the 13.475. Hoffman goes faster. He'll go second now. Thornton third. There you see Matthew Larson. Good to see him here. We saw him at the Illini debut his World of Outlaws run. And now here, Nick Hoffman to the top of the charts in the Ty Torek number 9, 13.0774. Nick Hoffman in the Ty Torek number 9. He was fastest last night with the Dirt King Simulator's hot lap. Now tonight, and now Nick Hoffman The track record holder goes to the top of the charts here in the Ty Touring number 9. Another reason, if you're watching on DIRTVision and you've never been here, they have a brick oven pizza vendor here, and it is I unfortunately didn't get none this weekend, but it is fantastic. If you're a race fan, get your camping, get your tickets for next year. Mississippi Thunder Speedway, World of Outlaws, best of the best, right here. It's going to be fantastic. All right, I lied to you. They told me there were going to be 5 groups. Well, let's make it 6. The 1X, Aaron Morant on the Speedway. The Ricketts Mize Properties, number 1X on the Speedway. The number 38T, that's going to be Dylan Thornton. Last night, puffed some smoke out of that 38T. It was just a radiator hose. Thankfully, didn't overheat. Nothing happened. They pulled it off safely. And that Ricky and Brenda Kai owned 38T. The 5-time World of Outlaws champion at a New Berlin, Illinois in the Rocket 1, Brandon Shepard, joins us tonight. From Roebling, Louisiana, the S&S Fishing and Rental, number 97, the Thriller Cade Dillard. Heavy contact on the opening lap of last night's feature event. Out of Centerville, Pennsylvania, the 111 Max Blair. In that Centerline Motorsports, right behind him, the 3S Brian Shirley, running on the podium last night, and unfortunately, mechanical issues ended his night early. In the 19J out of Sheboygan Falls, Minnesota, the 19J of Justin Green in that Vision chassis. They build that race car 1 out of 1 right there. And the 93 of Corey Crapser out of Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Looks like he's just going to fall into the infield. This is the final hot lap group here with the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models presented by DIRTVision at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Nick Hoffman right now with the Dirt King Simulator's fastest hot lap at a 13.077. We'll see if he can keep the cash or someone snags it from him here. Brandon Shepard, long-time World of Outlaws driver, 5-time champion. Good to see him in outlaw competition here tonight. The all-time winningest driver, 87 wins with the World of Outlaws. A Rocket chassis won last night. Tyler Erb, we'll see if Rocket 1 can do it here tonight. Brandon Shepard, 3rd quick overall in the 1. Aaron Morant, 2nd quick in the 1X. Good to see Morant, fastest out of this group. Brand new equipment for them as well. Small little team there in Richmond, Missouri. Good to see Aaron Morant venture out. We see him every time we come around this region. Aaron Morant, the fastest out of this group, 5th year in the super late model. Made his first World of Outlaws start last night in the 1X and got 22nd. Good for him. Good start money last night. $1,500 to start, man. You make over $3,000 if you just start the shows here these 2 nights. Big money, of course. Industry-leading payouts in all of dirt late model racing right here with the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models presented by DIRTVision. That's going to conclude our hot lap sessions. We get ready for the Northern Light Modifieds. Also joining us on the broadcast here this evening, the voices of Mississippi Thunder Speedway, Dan Bailey and Guy Hammernick. Gentlemen, good evening to you, and we are ready for a fantastic night here at Mississippi Thunder.
Thank you very much, Ruben, and welcome those of you watching on the live stream on DIRTVision, and welcome those of you in the grandstands. Mississippi Thunder Speedway, so pleased to be a part of the World of Outlaws schedule here for the 2025 season. But we are also very excited for the 2025 Kevco Racing Northern Lights Modified Series presented by Real Racing Wheels. Welcome along for the program this year. Central Spray Foam and Cement Lifting, Dave Motorsports, Deathridge Opticians, Dylan Scott Entertainment, Midwest Sheet Metal, amongst others. This will be our first round of qualifying for our Kevco Racing Northern Lights Modified Series. Cars on the track to begin their hot lap sessions include former track champion here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, driver of the 87H, is making the move up to the A-Mods for 2025. Had himself a good run last night. That's Harley Dice right ahead of him. The 95 machine of Keith Foss, who led most of the feature last night. Currently, he is trying to get a little extra speed to see if he can hold Joe Chisholm in the 25 behind him on night number 2.
Yeah, Joe Chisholm making a pass for the win last night in the 25 car. Running along the backstretch in the turns 3 and 4. Keith Foss in the 95 going through turns 1 and 2. Harley Dice over the cushion for the hot lap session in turns 1 and 2. There you see Keith Foss on your monitor. Going through turns 3 and 4. Checker flag coming out. That's going to do it for this first session of hot laps here for our USRA Northern Lights Modified Series. Other sponsors. Gold sponsors include Rares Machine and Racing Products, Scotty Dogs Hideout, VP Racing Fuels Heartland, Kevco Racing, Town Saloon, SNS Fishing and Rental, among others. And they will take a pit side here and get ready for the second session.
Checkered flag is out to wrap up the first group of hot laps for the Northern Lights Modifieds. We'll get ready for the second group that'll be out here onto the big third mile momentarily. But this is part of a brand new series that has been implemented. The brand new USRA Kevco Racing Northern Lights Modified Series presented by Real Racing Wheels, opening its first ever race weekend during the Dairyland Showdown in conjunction with the World of Outlaws late models. Each night the series featuring a full program with 350 to start last night and 400 to start tonight. The launch of the Kevco Racing Northern Lights Modified Series promises intense competition, and Guy Hammernick, that's exactly what we saw last night, highlighted by a run through the field by former track champion Joe Chisholm, who waited until the last few circuits of that feature last evening to sneak past Keith Foss, who had led a majority of the feature and ran away with the win.
Yeah, Chisholm made seven moves forward on that one, passing some really tough competitors, including Keith Foss, Jacob Blease, Brandon Davis in the 50 to the 3rd, who's on the Speedway right now. A.J. Hoff had a good run last night, and Rodney Sanders came back from the back of the pack to advance 15 spots to finish 6th place after transferring through the B main last night.
Brandon Davis, the 2024 track champion here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, hoping to back up the success at this track with a strong run this weekend with his tri-built chassis. Brandon Davis on the front straightaway. On the back straightaway, we've got the 15W machine of Alex Williamson. Alex, the 2022 USMTS Fast Qualifier here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, and a multi-time feature winner. 18 feature wins here at MTS for Alex Williamson with his 15W in a myriad of different classes. He's driven a B-mod, he's driven an A-mod, he's driven a late model. Tonight, behind the wheel of his own modified and trying to tighten things up during this second round of hot laps for our Northern Lights Modified Series racers.
Ryan Wettstein out there in the 90 car going through turns 1 and 2. We saw him earlier on the monitor on DIRTVision. He had a really good qualifying last night and did really well in his heat, but kind of faded in his feature, looking to see some improvement out of that 90 race team tonight. Checkered flags in the air, wrapping up this second session of hot laps for our Kevco Racing Northern Lights Modified Series presented by Real Racing Wheels.
One thing that race fans at Mississippi Thunder Speedway have learned through the years is to keep their eyes on the Chisholm brothers, Joe and Jim Chisholm. Jim, defending USMTS national champion, piloting the 24C as he always does, second fastest in the hot lap sessions here. But last night's feature winner, Joe Chisholm, fastest in hot laps thus far. And of course, we will see how practice will translate into qualifying speeds a little bit later on, Guy Hammernick, as we look at the big third mile. A little drier than it was yesterday. Of course, we had a whole lot of rain early this week. Gave us a very heavy track for last night's program. As a matter of fact, Jacob Blease, who was our fast qualifier last evening during the Northern Lights Modified Series qualifying sessions, was just 8 thousandths of a second off the track record, which was set back in 2022 by Lucas Schott. I don't know if we're going to see speeds like that this evening, but they're going to be trying as hard as they can.
Oh, absolutely. Good racing. Mother Nature just held out long enough. It rained all the way home last night for me, so I'm glad we got the show in last night. Super fast times, great racing all the way. And now with a little bit drier weather here now, at least we're down lower inside the middle of the speedway as well.
Bright red car on the back straightaway, the 99L of Steve Lavasser out of River Falls, Wisconsin, piloting a 2024 SSR race car chassis this year with support from Vermin Design, Jeff Lavasser Trucking, Extreme Destinations. The 21 machine that you see on camera right now is that gentleman who turned in fast qualifying last night, a 14.860 second lap for Jacob Blease out of Chatfield with that Longhorn chassis powered by KS Engineering engine. Jacob Blease supported this year by Kevco Racing oil pans and components. Also the 95X on the track right now. Sean Walski, former two-time track champion here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, piloting the Crown Auto Bob Brink Incorporated MB Customs Modified for the 2025 season.
I see Josh Angst on the monitor right now, and Josh Angst, 7-time MTS track champion, talked to his dad Dave down in the pits this afternoon. He said that they were only running on 7 cylinders last night, so they made an engine swap last night. Looking for better things out of the 99 race team tonight in night number 2 of the Dairyland Showdown. And the Northern Lights Modified Touring Series.
As we look at these hot lap times, interesting to see AJ Hoff in the 55H up there. I was talking with AJ yesterday, and he was saying he was just hoping to stay with anybody. And he was in the top 5 all night during the feature last evening. Here he is in the top 4 in hot lap speeds. So AJ Hoff having himself a good Friday portion of the program and starting Saturday off on the right foot, also in the top 5. John Daly. John's always been fast with his 94 JR. He's a former track champion here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. He is in the top 5 in practice lap times. So keep an eye on John Daly this evening. John Daly, known as the Glencoe Hustler, racing a 2016 Rocket chassis. So going to show that you don't need the latest to be fast, as John Daly with his Hardware Hank, Halverson Lumber, Brad's Roadhouse Bar and Grill, Wamandi House, number 94 JR is always quick here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway.
He's one of the few guys with an open trailer that hauls over here too, week in and week out, along with many other speedways in the Midwest.
Cole Bennerant out on the track to lead our next round of practice with the 2C Benny's Auto Repair entry. Right behind him, the 29H of Joel Hortgall. Hortgall didn't quite have the start to Friday that he had hoped for.
No, he had a breakdown in turns 1 and 2. Was that during qualifying that happened? And the I don't know if it was a rear axle or something. The whole back end of the car was a mess. But thankfully, Joe's back here in the 29H to compete with us once again.
The 28 machine is a former 2-time track champion here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Parker Hale in that Rage chassis with support from Kick-Ass Beef Jerky. Also the 428 machine, Caden Blazer, had himself a good run last evening. Top 10 finish, finishing 7th in the feature last evening. There is the Kevco Racing Components number 21 of last night's fast qualifier, Jacob Blease. Jacob was able to bring home a 3rd place finish last night, hoping to do the same this evening. The 69 is, of course, former track champion here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, Lucas Schott, with the Schatz Hardwood Floors MB Customs chassis, number 69.
He's the one that also has the track record as well.
Yes, track record currently 14.852, and as I mentioned, Blease was only 8/1000ths of a second off that track record last night. Also, as Guy and I were chatting earlier, we don't know if that's going to fall this evening, but we'll keep our eyes peeled. The 07 machine of Corey Krapser, the Wares machine, Kevco Racing, CRC Motorsports, Cyclone Cadillac chassis did not quite have the night he had hoped for last night. Got into one of those Uke tires in turn number 2, got the front end of that modified way up skyward, and came rocking back down to terra firma and was not able to finish last night's feature event. So Corey Krapser, who pulled double duty last night, piloting both a late model and a modified, hoping for a better run this evening.
Cole Queensland out there as well in the 20Q car, going through turns 1 and 2. And a fairly decent run last night. Very infrequent guest here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, but nice to have him here nonetheless.
Times mostly in the 15-second range from the low 15s. We have one racer thus far through hot laps who has broken that 15-second barrier, not by much, 6/1000ths of a second. Joe Chisholm, last night's feature winner, of 14.994. So Joe picking up where he left off last night with a strong run, at least in hot laps. We will see how these speeds transfer over to qualifying a little bit later on with our Northern Lights Modified Series competitors.
World of Outlaws late model, Real American Beer late model, qualifying, getting ready to roll onto the speedway here. Tonight, little different format, 6 heat races, 2 last chance showdowns. The fastest driver of Real American Beer late model qualifying Group A will start on the pole of heat 1, second will start on the pole of heat 2, third will start on the pole of heat 3, 4th, 5th, and 6th to the outside of those front rows. Top 6 is where you want to be if you want a front row starting spot in the heat races. Real American Beer late model qualifying Group B will establish the lineups for heats 4, 5, and 6, same format there. Tonight, top 6 redraw. If you want to start in the first 3 rows of tonight's 50-lap, $30,000 to win feature, you need to win a heat race. Qualifying very important here this evening. Heat race winners only to the top 6 redraw here tonight. We'll take the top 3 from the heat races here this evening. We get ready for Group A, 25 cars in Group A, 24 cars in Group B. We get ready for the first duo. To roll onto the speedway, you'll find the driver to New Waverly, Texas. In the Rocket Clements Best Performance Motorsports, Bulk Material Lift, First Class Septic, Roberts Beef Company, Anthony's Pizza, Langenfelder, Sennyweld, Sunoco, Go Lithium, Kaiser Integra Performance Parts and Bodies. Last night's feature winner, Turbo, Tyler Erb. In the 9, in Watertown, New York, with a solid 4th place run last night in the Longhorn Clements, Dave Warren Power Sports, Briggs Transport, Corey Rubber Corporation, Excess Storage, Valvoline. Number 9, Tim McCreadie. Opening lap here for Tyler Erb, 13.494. 13.494. Tim McCreadie will go second quick at a 13.759. Tyler Erb trying to go back-to-back with the Outlaws. Turbo will cross the line and not go faster, 13.787. First lap better, 13.494. Tim McCreadie will also keep lap 1, lap 2 slower, 13.862. First lap better, 13.759. Tyler Erb will kick off Group A here at a 13.494. And the Best Performance Motorsports, number 1. Up next, making the 8-hour drive from Indianapolis out of Evans, Georgia, and the Riggs Motorsports Longhorn Factory Team, Coltman Farms, Heartbeat, Hot Sauce, Dude Wipes, Napa Auto Parts. Number 76, it's Brandon Overton. Out there with him in the 51W out of Pines Island, Minnesota, in the Mid-City Painting and Decorating, Grow Source, A&A Electric Underground Construction, Island Tool and Die. Number 51W, JT Wasman. First lap for Brandon Overton, third quick, 13.799, 13.799. Wasman will cross the line, fourth quick, 14.545, 14.545 for JT Wasman. Brandon Overton will cross the line. He'll improve second quick at a 13.539, 13.539 for Brandon Overton and JT Wasman. Third night ever in a super late model, will go fourth quick faster, 14.412. Tyler Erb still with a time to beat in Group A, 13.494. Up next, your current MD3 Rookie of the Year contender point leader out of Hindman, Pennsylvania, and the Longhorn Cornet, Team 22 Incorporated, Victory Circle Auto Sales, Gambler Transport, Brickhouse Tavern, Mississippi Valley Transportation, number 22 star, Drake Troutman. A nice 9th place run for this driver last night at Mount Vernon, Iowa. In the Longhorn Pro Power, Weir's Machine, Johnson Holding Company, Randy Davidson Trucking, Burrich Trucking, RTL Equipment, Simpson Farms. Number 25, it's Chad Simpson. Troutman going to go fourth quick in his opening lap, 14.010. Opening lap here for Chad Simpson in the 25. Simpson will go fifth quick at a 14.286. Final lap for Troutman. Salvaged a 13th place run after a flat tire last night. He'll go faster, fourth quick at a 13.760. And the 25 is Simpson will cross the line faster, fifth quick at a 14.049. Next two qualifiers getting ready to roll onto the speedway. Joining us at a Coldwater, Mississippi, and the Longhorn J. Dickens, Tennyson Brothers Sheet Metal, Carpenter Construction, Performance Bodies, Extreme Graphics. Number 51, it's Dean Carpenter. The three-time World of Outlaws champion in the Keith Lawson Motorsports, Mississippi Valley Transportation, Carl Chevrolet Outpace, Henderson and Motorsports, Weir's Machine, 5150. Motorsports, Steve, Stone Supply, Sunoco, West Logging, Longhorn Cornet, number 25 for Mr. Smooth, Billy Moyer Sr. Dean Carpenter in the 51 will cross the line 7th quick, 14.444, 14.444. Billy Moyer in the 21 will cross the line. Billy Moyer going to go 6th quick at a 14.241 for the 21 of Billy Moyer. Final lap for Carpenter, faster, 8th quick, 14.428. And final lap here for the 21 of Billy Moyer. Moyer will improve a position, 5th quick for Mr. Smooth at a 13.9 for the 21. Next two drivers getting ready to roll onto the speedway. You'll find the driver hailing out of Zebulon, Georgia, in the Capital Clement, Super K Express, M&S Concrete, CCS Solutions, Capital Race Cars, Panama City Cycles, Ernest Performance, JRI Shocks. Number 25, Shane Clanton. The defending Dairyland Showdown champion at Marshalltown, Iowa, and the Infinity, J. Dickens, Cooney Motorsports, Hoker Trucking, Ellen Seamless Gutters, Carl Chevrolet, VP Racing Fuels, Heartland, Fertilizer Equipment Specialist, Tire Demon, Bill Stein, Swift Springs, Earnhardt Technologies, Murdy Farms, Mel Hamilton Ford, number 19R, Ryan Gustin. Shane Clanton will go 7th quick at a 14.145. 14.145 for Clanton. Ryan Gustin in the 19R will cross the line. He'll go 6th quick at a 13.918. Final lap here for Shane Clanton in the 25. He will go faster, 8th quick, 14.123. Final lap here for the Reaper. Ryan Gustin will improve, but 5th quick, 13.824. 10 complete at 25 here in World of Outlaws Real American Beer, qualifying Group A. We get ready for the next two competitors. Joining us from right down the road at Winona, Minnesota, in the King Trucking, St. Paul Utilities, L&L, Volkman Auto Body, CMD Shocks, Nitro Fab Lab, Wick the Tavern, RaceLeader.com, Schaefer's, and Rap Tech Designs. Number 35, it's Parker Foster. In his sophomore season with the World of Outlaws at Richmond, Indiana, the Infinity by Wells, Spec Powered Gibson Racing, Vision Woodworks, KEG Sword Nozzles, DCE Fabrication, Parters Towing Service, Burt Transmission, FK Rollins, VP Racing Fuels, All-Star Performance, Truman Quarter Horses, number 20 TC, Tricky Tristan Chamberlain. Parker Foster 11th quick at a 15.237. Chamberlain 18th in last night's feature event. He will cross the line. Chamberlain 11th quick at a 14.598 for Chamberlain. Final lap here for Parker Foster in the 35. Foster will go faster, 15.026. And final lap time here for Tristan Chamberlain. He will cross the line and go faster, remain 11th quick at a 14.528. It's Tyler Erb still atop of the charts at a 13.494. Brandon Overton second, Tim McCreadie third, Drake Troutman fourth, Ryan Gustin fifth, Billy Moyer in sixth. Next two qualifiers joining us at Cochrane, Wisconsin in the Rocket Pro Power, Custom Fabrication and Repair, Complete Filtration Resources, Victory Promotions, Haasfeld Blenders, Buffalo Saloon, Furnish 123, Dolman Excavating. Number 11, it's Lance Hofer. Out of Rochester, Minnesota in his sophomore season with the Outlaws, and the Longhorn Pro Power, Altenburg Construction, Paulson Rock Products, JNS Repair, JCB Equipment, Rochester Chevrolet, 63 Club, Yagi Transportation. Number 19, Dustin Sorensen. Hofer 11th quick for the 11 at a 14.470. Sorensen looking for a good result here tonight, running in the top 5. A flat tire last night ended that run. 7th quick for Sorensen on his opening lap at a 14 flat. Final lap time here for Hofer, 10th quick, faster, 14.379. And final lap time for last year's MD3 Rookie of the Year champion, Dustin Sorensen, will not improve. He will stay 7th quick at a 14 flat to go 7th quick. Next two qualifiers joining us out of Bakersfield, California, in the Longhorn Pro Power, West Coast Boring, Mystique Training and Salon, HSR Equipment, Bill Stein. Number 10, the Sandman, Rob Sanders, and the 74X out of Bakersfield, California. The MD3 Rookie of the Year contender, the Longhorn Clements, ASD Motorsports, Jarrett Rifles, Osseo Gear, BK Grading and Paving, Penske, Boswell Oil, Torco Racing Oils, American Racing Wheels, H&A Development. Number 74X, it's Ethan Dotson. Dotson with a great run last night, finishing 7th in the ASD Motorsports 74X, gaining 12 points on Troutman's MD3 Rookie of the Year point lead. Sanders 13th quick overall. Dotson will go 9th quick at a 14.077 in the 74X. Final lap time here for Rob Sanders. He will go faster, 11th quick, 14.362. And final lap time for the 74X of Ethan Dotson. He will cross the line. Dotson will go slower, 14.179. First lap better at a 14.077 to go 9th quick. Up next, no stranger to the Mississippi Thunder Speedway, won the Carl Fensky Memorial here a year ago. Out of Lakeshore, Minnesota, in the Rocket Durham, Cullen Brothers Towing of St. Cloud, Minnesota Truck Headquarters, Woody's Racing, Christensen Group Insurance, Amsoil, Fox Shocks, Peterson Farms. Number 60, it's Dan Ebert. Joining us in the 32 out of Oxford, Iowa, in the Kohler Motorsports, Hot Rock Septic Treatment, Sunoco Race Fuels, HD Equipment, Hoker Trucking, Randy Davidson Trucking. Number 32, Chris Simpson. Ebert will cross the line 10th quick at a 14.095. First lap here for the 32 of Chris Simpson. He will go 16th quick at a 14.449. 14.449 for Chris Simpson. Final lap here for the 60 of Dan Ebert. Ebert will cross the line slower, 14.472. First lap better to put him 10th quick. And Chris Simpson will cross the line faster, 12th quick at a 14.259. 18 of 25 have been completed here in Real American Beer Late Model Qualifying Group A. We get ready for the next two qualifiers. 2025 Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame inductee. Out of Winona, Minnesota, in the Rocket Clements, Yagi Specialized Transportation, Wilson Racing Fuel, Joe Provo Racewear, Tim Logan Racing, CME Electric, River City Manufacturing, Big Max Finishing Hounds. Number 90, it's the Gambler, Lance Matthews. Out there with him in the number 55C, out of Bloomer, Wisconsin, and the MB Custom Mullins Powered MKW Properties, Hukowski Motorsports, Underground Systems Incorporated, Sabri Heating and Air Conditioning, Sabre, and Documentation Racing. Number 55C, Chad Mader. Lance Matthews, 19th quick at a 15.064. Chad Mader will cross the line and go 18th quick, 14.961. Lance Matthews, CME Electric, number 90. will cross the line, and he will go 18th quick, 14.905, 14.905. Chad Mater will go faster at a 14.891 to go 18th quick. Next two qualifiers out of Shreveport, Louisiana. And the Black Diamond Clements, Lucas Oil Products, Graphic Arts, Fiber Tech Laser Cut, R&R Farms, Advanced Powder Coating, PRP Suspension, RV Collision Repair, Afterburner Performance. Number 15, it's Clay Stuckey. In the 11, at Cedartown, Georgia, the Capital Clements, Cedartown Electric Engineered Systems, HESCO Solutions, SCCS Solutions, JRI Shocks, Ernest Performance, MD3 Rookie of the Year contender, Austin Smith. Clay Stuckey made the trip to Mississippi Thunder Speedway a year ago, back with us here this weekend, and he will go 18th quick, 14.757. Austin Smith in the 11 will cross the line 17th quick at a 14.503. Stuckey in a transfer spot last night in the Last Chance Showdown, then a left rear flat tire ended that run. Stuckey will cross the line faster, 19th quick, 14.664. The 11 of Austin Smith will cross the line faster, 17th quick, 14.5 for for Austin Smith. Only 3 drivers to go here in Real American Beer Late Model Qualifying Group A. Up next at Blairsville, Georgia, and the Longhorn Cornet, Nutrient Ag Solutions, ASC Warranty, Dynagrow Seed, Lucas Oil Products, Mark Martin Automotive, Bobcat of Batesville, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, Bill Stein, VP Racing Fuels, Midwest Sheet Metal, K1 Race Gear, Gold Lithium Fast Shafts, number 49, Jonathan Davenport. Out of Ainsworth, Iowa, in the Grace Motorsports, Capital Clements, Grace Motorsports, Stewart & Sons, Midwest Frame, Houston Ag, Arnold Motor Supply, Kiltner Fabrication, Outlaw Cleaning, number 43, Derek Stewart. Jonathan Davenport will cross the line 19th quick, 14.578 for Davenport. The 43 of Derek Stewart will cross the line 17th quick at a 14.482. Both drivers have work to do. Davenport will cross the line in the 49, and he will go 13th quick at a 14.261. Moves it up a couple positions there. Derek Stewart will cross the line in the 43, faster, 18th quick, 14.437. So Derek Stewart 18th, Davenport 13th. Top 6 is where you want to be to start in the front row in the opening 3 heats of the night. Let's give you the top 6 real quick as we have 1 car to go. It's Tyler Erb, Brandon Overton, Tim McCreadie, Drake Troutman, Ryan Gustin, Billy Moyer Sr. Final qualifier in Group A from Evans, Georgia, and the Longhorn Clements, Stein Motorsports, Richard David Legacy Motorsports, Shaw Trucking, Budweiser, O'Morley, Tribble Electric, VP Racing Fuels by Boswell Oil, Supply Chain Management, Buffalo Bar and Grill, and Convenient Lube. Number 2, it's Cody Overton. Opening lap for Cody Overton, 20th quick at a 14.523. Trying to find the balance on this Longhorn. This was the backup car to begin the year after they flipped the primary at the Illini 100. Cody Overton says, we're just working to get that fine balance, and then we'll be back to where we were at the beginning of the year. Cody Overton will go faster, moves up 1 position, 19th quick at a 14.460. No one's going to stop him trying to go back-to-back with the World of Outlaws here this weekend at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Last year's Dirt Car Summer Nationals champion, Tyler Erb, 13.494. Tyler Erb will share the front row with MD3 Rookie of the Year point leader Drake Troutman, heat race number 2. Brendan Overton, Gustin, and then Tim McCreadie and Billy Moyer Sr. in the front row, heat race number 3. Ashton Smythe is standing alongside Tyler Erb.
Big smile on Turbo's face right now after getting quick time. You said that you thought the track today was going to play more to your driving style. Do you still think that?
The pill draw played into it. Shout out to Ashton for letting me wear these because I can't see anything right now. But yeah, just it's obviously drier, and I'm sure they'll rework it at some point. But it's pill draw was definitely in our favor. The track slowed down a little bit, and hopefully things just kind of keep falling our way, and we can make the most of it today.
Great start to the night for Turbo after getting quick time in his group, and he will start from the pole of his heat race.
Thank you very much, Ashton. Yes, Tyler Erb, of course, very important to start in the front row of a heat race because tonight, if you want to start in the top 6, you have to win a heat race. Top 6 redraw later on tonight. Tyler Erb, Drake Troutman share the front row of the opening heat of the night. Brandon Overton, Ryan Gustin again in heat race number 2. Tim McCreadie, good momentum for him. A 9th place last weekend, a week ago today at the Talladega Short Track, and then a 4th place last night. Good momentum for T-Mac. He starts on the pole of the 3rd heat of the night, and Mr. Smooth, Billy Moyer on the front row of the 3rd heat of the night. Drivers that will start third in that final transfer spot: Dustin Sorensen, Chad Simpson, and Ethan Dotson. Interesting heat races coming up, but now we get ready for Real American Beer Late Model Qualifying Group B. This will establish the lineups for heats 4, 5, and 6 tonight. Leading them out will be the driver out of Menominee, Wisconsin, in the MB Custom Pro Power, Veet Companies, Deppy Enterprises, TL Sins Plumbing, Army Contractors, Accurate Construction, Keys, Chevy Town, Midtown Hydraulics. Number 28, it's the Ice Cube, Sam Mars. Hoping for a great homecoming tonight at Winona, Minnesota, in the Longhorn, Vic Hill, Gorilla Mill, Herco Companies, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Oak Ridge Fabrication, Horman's HVAC, On-Demand Shirts, Rush Race Gear by Austin Witt, Stone Machinery, Willie's Carbon Dyno Shop, Swift Springs. Number 49, Jake Tim. Sam Mars will kick it off, 14.246, 14.246. Opening lap here for Jake Tim. To the top of the charts, 14.164 for the MD3 Rookie of the Year contender. Final lap here for Sam Mars in the 28. Sam Mars faster but stays second quick, 14.190. Jake Tim, final lap in the 49, faster for Jake Tim. He will set the bar here in Group B, 14.047 for Jake Tim. Sam Mars second. Next two qualifiers joining us out of Nixon, Missouri, and the Capital Durham: Powell Motorsports, Midwest Sheet Metal, Powell Mechanical, Star Wholesale Sales Supply, Horton Supply Company, Baltimore Aircool, Highway 125 Marina. Number 26, it's Glenn Powell. Joining us out of Sun River, Montana, and the Longhorn Cornet, Dust Pods, Willow Ranch, Hellraiser Jacks, Longhorn Dynamics. Number 09, Michael Leach. The Dave Warren Power Sports caution out for the 26 of Powell, spinning out here in turn number 2. Since Powell took the Gorsuch Performance green flag, then caused the yellow, unfortunately, he will only have one lap to qualify here this evening. Once you take the green and then cause the yellow, you unfortunately get that lap taken away. DIRTVision replay there. Michael Leach, on the other hand, will still have 2 laps to qualify here in the 09. So Powell with 1, Michael Leach with 2. Michael Leach, of course, drove a modified out here twice at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Love the racetracks, and I got to take the late model out there. And Michael Leach had nothing but positive things to say about Mississippi Thunder Speedway last night. Had a lot of fun just trying to get it in the show. Gorsuch Performance green flag on the 09 of Michael Leach. He gets the green. We'll give the green and white to Glenn Powell in the 26. 2 cars have qualified so far in Group B. Jake Tim with the time to beat, 14.047. Sam Mars second quick. Opening lap here for the 09 of Michael Leach. He will go third quick at a 14.700. One and only lap here for Glenn Powell in the 26. Coming at you off of turn number 4. Glenn Powell will cross the line. He'll go fourth quick, 16.381. Michael Leach faster, third quick, 14.580. So it's Jake Tim, Sam Mars, Michael Leach, Glenn Powell after 4 here in Group B. Next qualifier joining us out of Benton, Kentucky in the Longhorn Clements, Coltman Farms Racing, MPM Marketing, Bill Stein, VP Racing Fuels, C Motorsports, Supreme Enterprises, Custom Automotive, Autism Awareness. Number 96, it's Tanner English. In the 66, in the Muskogee, Oklahoma, the Rocket XR 1.2, Pro Power, J. Hodge Automotive, Maxima Racing Oils, Rocket Chassis, Joe Godsey Racing, Ross Construction. Number 66, the 16-year-old Eli Ross. 2 wins with the Sooner Series already this year. Opening lap for Tanner English, third quick, 14.579. Third quick for Tanner English. Eli Ross will cross the line, sixth quick at a 14.864. For last year's Sooner Series champion, Tanner English will cross the line. He will go slower, 14.703. First lap better, 14.579. Third quick for Tanner English. Eli Ross will not improve as well, 15.4 that time. And he will go fifth quick. Some debris on the back straightaway coming off the 66 of Eli Ross. 2007 World of Outlaws champion Steve Francis, series director, picking that up. Here's where it came from. Eli Ross got a little high there in the exit of turn number 2 and caught the barriers there on the back straightaway and getting the skirting from that right rear quarter panel. Now the spoiler there from the 66 of Eli Ross. 6 complete. Jake Tim leads the Group B charts at a 14.047. The 2022 World of Outlaws champion up next. Out of Carpentersville, Illinois, the Rocket Clements, McBride Mac, Vomac Truck Sales, 5-Star Race Car Bodies, Fox Shocks, Kaiser Manufacturing, VP Racing Fuels, PRC. Number 28, Dennis Erb Jr. Joining us From Rochester, Minnesota, the Longhorn Stowe and Cobra Transportation Tavern 22, Land of Dreams Neighbors Pub, number 24, it's Brad Waits. Dennis Erb Jr. will cross the line for his opening lap. Third quick for Dennis Erb, 14.574. Opening lap for Brad Waits into 24. He will go 7th quick at a 15.070. Dennis Erb Jr. will cross the line and not improve, 14.759. Opening lap better, 14.574. Brad Waits will go 7th quick at a 15.070. Jake Tim still leads the top of the charts here in Real American Beer. Late model qualifying Group B at a 14.047. Next two qualifiers joining us out of Martinsville, Indiana. By the way, of Chandler, Arizona, in the Longhorn Clements, Kohler Motorsports, Hoker Trucking, Knights Company, Sunoco, Coltman Farms, Capital Waste, Bilstein, Certified Inspection Service, and EMD Wraps. Number 20 RT, Ricky Thornton Jr. Out of Decorah, Iowa, in the Infinity, Vic Hill, Skyline Motorsports, Brooding Rock Products, Olson Explosives, Truck Country, Quick Supply, Brown's Heavy Equipment, Hovden Oil, JW Bell, VP, Midwest Sheet Metal. Number 16, Tyler Bruning. Ricky Thornton Jr., second quick, 14.129 for RTJ. Tyler Bruning debuting that brand new Infinity. He goes second quick, 14.114 for Fear the Beard. Can RTJ go faster? RTJ crosses the line faster, but second quick, 14.103. Here comes the 16 of Tyler Bruning. Not faster, 14.248. Bruning third quick, Ricky Thornton Jr. second, and Jake Tim still with a time to beat in Group B at a 14.047. Next driver out of Mooresville, North Carolina, and the Longhorn Clements, Ty Torg Racing, NOS Energy Drink, Lone Wolf Petroleum, C&W Trucking, Petroff Towing, Holden Construction, Bilstein, Tri-Valley Equipment, and Ty Torg Performance Parts. Number 9, it's Nick Hoffman. From Corbett, Oregon, in the Longhorn Clements, Schramm Brothers Excavation, Swan Island Sheet Metal, Reed's Automotive, Checkered Flag Asphalt, Skyline Ford, 1-2 wraps. Number 14S, Colin Weinbarger made the show last night, and Nick Hoffman will go 5th quick at a 14.567. Opening lap for Colin Weinbarger. He'll go 9th quick at a 14.712. Final lap here for Hoffman. Has some work to do. He's right there in 5th. Nick Hoffman will cross the line and faster, but stay 5th quick at a 14.291. And final lap for Colin Weinbarger. He will be keeping lap 1, 14.712. That lap a 14.861. He will go 9th quick overall in the 14. Up next, joining us from Lake Elmo, Minnesota, in the Longhorn Vic Hill, Land of Pressure Washers, Fuel Factory, Hancock Corporation, Soybert Calf Ranches, T-Peck, The Real Cafe, number B1, it's Brent Larson. How about his son joining him on the Speedway? Out of Lake Elmo, Minnesota, the Rocket Chassis, Vic Hill Powered, Hancock Corporation, Fuel Factory, Line Designs, number 8, Matthew Larson. Larson, 19 years of age, third-generation driver. Last year's Mississippi Thunder Speedway track champion in the USRA Late Model Division and Cedar Lake Speedway. His dad will cross the line first in the B1. Brent Larson goes 12th quick, 15.102. Can Matthew Larson have bragging rights at the dinner table? He won't. 13th quick, 15.226. Brent Larson will cross the line in the B1 for his final lap. Larson will keep lap 1, 12th quick, 15.102. Second lap, 15.386. Matthew Larson faster, but stays in 13th at a 15.192. The father-son duo, 12th and 13th. Larson, fastest of the two. Last night's hard charger out of Hampton, Georgia. In the Fusion Durham, Jeff Matthews Motorsports, Recreational Vehicle Select, Kurz, Kaiser, Integra, Super K Express, New Point Lighting and Design, A-Plus Collision Center, number 12, Ashton Winger. A pair of Dirt Car Summer National Champions joining us out of Oakwood, Illinois. In the Longhorn Vic Hill, Low Voltage Solutions, Churchill Transportation, Collin Brothers Towing, Rio Grande Waste Services, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Carnegie Towing and Auto Repair, Fast One Speed Shop, Toyota, Danville, Protodyne, Bilstein. Number 32, the Smooth Operator, Bobby Pierce. Winger, 5th quick, 14.251 for the 12 of Ashton Winger. Bobby Pierce will cross the line to the top of the charts goes Pierce, 14.030 for the Smooth Operator. The 12 of Winger, faster, but 5th quick stays to 12 at a 14.188. Does Bobby raise the bar even more? No, he doesn't, 14.255, but new quick time in Group B. The Smooth Operator, Bobby Pierce at a 14.030 for the Oakwood, Illinois driver, the current Coltman Farms Racing Cup point leader and World of Outlaws point leader. Up next at Aroboline, Louisiana, the S&S Fishing and Rental, Longhorn Clements, Strength Roofing and Siding, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Joel's Auto Sales, Nichols Stores, Jody's Oilfield Service, Johnsville Company, Production Jars, number 97, the Thriller, Cade Dillard. The 5-time World of Outlaws champion at a New Berlin, Illinois. And the Rocket Durham, Valvoline, Franklin Enterprises, Soyber Camp Ranches, Petroff Towing, Fox Shocks, Ace Metalworks, Performance Grading, Gunners, Honey Styles Marine, number 1, Brandon Shepard. The Dave Warren Power Sports caution is out. Cade Dillard in the 97, just having issues staying off the wall all weekend long. Hammered the wall last night in the feature, and now Dillard hammers the wall as we look at the DIRTVision replay in turns 1 and 2. The Dave Warren Power Sports safety vehicle is going to make their way around the racetrack just to make sure there's no debris on the speedway. We're going to park the one of Brandon Shepard in turn number 2 just to make sure if there is debris and he doesn't run that over on the speedway. There you see the damage on the right rear quarter panel. Ashton, you're down at the Fast One Speed Shop hot pit. What do you see on that S&S Fishing and Rental number 97?
Yeah, Ruben, you just pointed out that whole right rear quarter panel is completely bent up. Deck is all sorts of messed up. Spoiler, all messed up. So a lot of work for Cade Dillard here after this qualifying run before heat racing action later on.
Unfortunate for Dillard, a racetrack he's very familiar with back in his USMTS, USRA modified days. And Dillard started well last night, then got into the wall in 3 and 4, and now gets into the wall to not even clock in a lap time here in Real American Beer Late Model Qualifying Group B. DIRTVision replay again here. Top of turns 1 and 2, Dillard up and over the cushion, and a hard lick there in the middle of turns 1 and 2. The turn 1 angle here on Cade Dillard, up and over the groove, and ouch, hard lick there for Dillard. So Dillard, unfortunately, not going to complete a lap here in Real American Beer Late Model Qualifying Group B. We will continue on with the 5-time champion Brandon Shepard, the only repeat winner with the World of Outlaws here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Brandon Shepard will cross the line 8th quick, 14.397, 14.397 for Brandon Shepard. Brandon Shepard, 9 races, 8 different winners here. Shepard won the back-to-class showdown and a prelim featured at the Dairyland Showdown a couple years ago. Shepard will not improve on lap 2. He'll go 8th quick at a 14.387, lap 1 being the best of the 2. Next 2 qualifiers joining us at a Sheboygan Falls, Minnesota. Wisconsin, in the Sheboygan Flooring, Oosberg Concrete, Blanky Trucking, Fine Line Fabrications, Vetting Customs, Elkhart Performance, Brockman's Meat Market, Galloping Ghost, Landrum Performance Springs, Hans Detailing, number 19J, it's Justin Green. In the 93, joining us from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, in the Cody Welch owned Precision Granite and Stone, Apex Cabinetry, Custom Concrete Finishers, Jarovitz Motorsports, Rocket Pro Power, number 93 of Corey Crapser. Opening lap for Justin Green, 18th quick, 16.501, 16.501 for Justin Green. Corey Crapser will cross the line, 17th quick, 16.038. Justin Green builds his own race cars, Vision Race Car 101 right here. He will go faster, 18th quick, 16.195. Corey Crapser will cross the line and go 17th quick, 15.554 for Corey Crapser. Next 2 qualifiers. Getting ready to roll into the speedway. Joining us from Santa Maria, California, in the Longhorn Cornet, Ricky and Brenda Kai owned. Peterson Insurance, Kai Farms, Hooker Trucking, Salty's Barbecue, Pete and Mary Van Eiderstein, Drake Excavating, VG Performance, Pit Crew Barbecue, number 38T, it's Dylan Thornton. From Chatham, Illinois, in the Longhorn Durham, Bob Cullen Racing, Thomason Express, Hooker Trucking, J&J Ventures Gaming, KBC Graphics, All Guy Performance Parts, Cheap Cars, Ted Brown's Quality Paint and Body, Midwest Sheet Metal, VP Racing Fuels, and Race Ranch, number 3S, it's Squirrel Brian Shirley. Dylan Thornton will cross the line, 7th quick, 14.255. Opening lap here for Shirley, running in the top 3 until mechanical issues sidelined him for the rest of the feature. He'll go 9th quick at a 14.299 for Shirley. Same car, different engine. The 38T of Thornton will cross the line, 7th quick, slower, 14.360. Lap 1 better at a 14.255. And Brian Shirley will cross the line, 2nd quick for Shirley, 14.042 for the 3S of Brian Shirley. He'll go 2nd quick, a whopping lap for Brian Shirley. The top 6 looks like this: Pierce, Shirley, Tim, Thornton, Bruning, and Winger, as we have 2 left here in Group B. Out of Richmond, Missouri, the Longhorn Durham, Ricketts Mize Properties, Burlington Auto Repair, Main Street Auto Body, Summit Heating and Cooling, Poland Jack's Tavern. Number 1X, it's Aaron Morant. Your final qualifier here this evening from Centerville, Pennsylvania. And the Longhorn Clements, Centerline Motorsports, Murphy's Logging, C&J Dairy, Creekside Auto Sales, T&W Trucking, Upstate Auto Group, the Gable Inn, Creekside Pizza and Pub. Number 111, Max Blair. Morant with heavy contact in the wall, spoiler dragging, he'll go 16th quick on his opening lap, 14.892. Max Blair's spoiler also dragging in the 111, he'll go 11th quick at a 14.508. Final lap for Morant in the 1X, he will not improve. 17th quick. Debris on the speedway from the spoiler damage of these two race cars. Max Blair will cross the line, will not improve. Both drivers keep lap 1, Blair 11th quick. No one's going to stop him. The smooth operator, Bobby Pierce, will be quickest in Group B here this evening. And he's standing alongside Ashton Smythe. Ashton, Bobby won here in 2022. It's been a while. He said he didn't feel comfortable at all yesterday, but they changed everything on it today. What does he have up his sleeve here tonight?
Yeah, exactly, Ruben. Bobby said in our interview last night that he had some changes to make. Do you feel like you got this car figured out? Are you comfortable here for 50 laps tonight?
Feels a little better. In hot laps, I didn't feel good at all, and we actually changed a lot more and felt a little more comfortable. You know, this track's just so fast, and you know, whether you're on the top or bottom, it's like two completely different racetracks, and trying to set up for that's difficult. And yeah, it was fun there in qualifying, though, to be on it. On the gas hard, I saw Squirrel go out there about beat us. He was really on it, up in the cushion on the gas, and it's gonna be a tough heat race. A lot of tough cars here tonight, so we'll see what we got, see if we can just keep it out front.
Bobby Pierce slowly getting there each and every single time he hits the racetrack. Sets quick time here in Group B. But Ruben, I wanted to make note as well. Nick Hoffman finished second yesterday in last night's feature. Had some motor issues towards the end, though. Changed the spark plugs, thought they got it figured out, but that was not the issue. So some work to be done for Nick and that 9 crew before the heat race.
Yeah, and here's the DIRTVision replay on Nick Hoffman, that Titanic number 9. He clocked in 9th quick in that 9, and he will start 3rd in his heat race. How about this opening front row for heat race number 3? This is going to be blockbuster material. Bobby Pierce and Ricky Thornton Jr., that has the ingredients to be phenomenal. Brian Shirley, Tyler Bruning in the front row of heat race number 5, and the front row of heat race number 6, the 49 of local hometown hero Jake Tim with the 12 of Ashton Winger. We'll take the top 3 of those heat races, the winner to the top 6 redraw. A lot of fun action to come here in the finale of the Dairyland Showdown. There's the replay of the 3S of Brian Shirley ripping the cushion there in the middle of turns 1 and 2. A lot of good action to come, but race fans do want to note, quickest overall here this evening. He'll get the extra money courtesy of Simpson Performance Racing Products and the best performance motorsports bulk material lift. First class septic number 1 turbo, tonight's overall quick time qualifier at a 13.494. Trying to go back to back with the World of Outlaws. That does it for qualifying. For us, up next, Northern Light Modified Qualifying. Turn it back over to Dan Bailey and Guy Hammernick.
Thank you very much, Ruben. Before we get into Northern Light Modified Series qualifying, got a couple of mentions for those folks in the grandstand. Sure do want to send out a very happy birthday message to Nathan Albrecht, who is celebrated his birthday on the 1st, and happy 9th birthday down there in Turn 4 area of the grandstands to Jackson. Jackson turning 9 on Tuesday. Thanks for coming to celebrate your birthday weekend with us here during the Dairyland Showdown at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Guy Hammernick, as we take a look at the big 3rd mile, you can see something that is normal for those folks who visit Mississippi Thunder Speedway on a regular basis. The track is situated east and west. Turns 1 and 2 are to the east. Turns 3 and 4 are to the west. Very regularly, we see it just like it is right now. Shadows in turns 3 and 4 and a very dry turns 1 and 2. We will see how that plays out for qualifying. First round of Deathridge Opticians qualifying. We'll have 3 cars, including the 2C of Cole Bennerut, also the 23 of Darwin Carew, and the 69 of Lucas Schott. Lucas Schott, of course, a former multi-time track champion here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Hoping to look for fast times here this evening. The 2C of Bennerot will be the first to lay down a lap as he comes out of turn number 4 to cross the line. Lap number 1 for Bennerot will be a 17.401 second lap. First lap for Carew, 16.667, and opening lap for Cool Hand Luke in the 69 will be 16.336.
One more time out of 3 and 4 for Benrod, picking up lap number 2. And he will improve, but 16.487 is his time the second time around. Puts him in second. Lucas Schott at the point here. He's going to shut her down. And
Yeah,
we have the 23 of Darwin Carew spinning over in turn number 4.
So that brings out a caution flag. So we will restack them, I believe, for the final lap here for this first group. We have 2 groups of qualifying for the Northern Lights Modified Series. 16 cars each. We'll bring them out as we're seeing right now. 3 at a time for 2 laps underneath the Woodshed Mobile Wood-Fired Pizza starter stand to turn in their qualifying laps. Fast qualifier last night on night number 1, which should have been night number 2, but night number 1 of the 2025 Dairyland Showdown went to Jacob Blees. Jacob Blees with his number 21 will be out in 2 more qualifying sessions. We're going to give Cool Hand Luke an opportunity to bring it back up to speed, get a second lap in for the 69 machine.
Yeah, Benrod had completed his 2 laps. Darwin Carew spun on his second, so he has to take his first lap. He's going to get the white flag here. Lucas shot low for his last lap qualifier. First time around, he took the inside line. Now he's going to try it up on the high side.
Lucas Schott is the current record holder for modifieds here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Laid down a 14.852 second lap back in August of 2022. Not going to be the case tonight. His fast lap will be a 16.336 second lap.
Going on, he just maybe just wasn't feeling it there.
Second group of 3 will include the 18M of Rochester, Minnesota's Mason McEvers, the 99 of 7-time track champion Josh Angst out of Winona, and the 25 of Joe Chisholm. Mason McEvers, the first across the line, followed by Angst in the 99, and last night's feature winner, Joe Chisholm, with the number 25 machine. We'll keep an eye on McEvers as he comes out of the shadows in turns 3 and 4 to lay down his first lap. Lap number 1 for McEvers will be a 17.976 second lap. Josh Angst with an engine change coming into the Saturday night portion of the program, a 16.311 second lap. Last night's feature winner, Joe Chisholm, to the top of the heap with a 15.969 second circuit.
And that first lap will put Joe Chisholm on top of the leaderboard here for our first group. Second lap for McEvers, a little bit slower, I believe, on that one.
Faster for Josh Angst on his second lap, 16.007, and second lap faster for Joe Chisholm as well, a 15.867 lap. So Joe Chisholm, your current fast qualifier in this first group of Deathridge Opticians qualifying for the Northern Lights Modified Series presented by Real Racing Wheels.
Next 3 coming out of the Speedway, we're going to have the 21 of Jacob Blees from Chatfield, Minnesota. Had a good run last night in his Kevco Racing Oil Parts component drive shaft. Nelson Farms Napa Brakes. Also, we have Steve Lavasser in car 99L from River Falls, Wisconsin, and the Jeff Lavasser Trucker Extreme Designs Travel. And finally, Ryan Wetstein in the 90 car from West Concord, our third qualifier out here.
Top 2 bunching up just a bit as they rolled out onto the track. Steve Lavasser was getting a little itchy. He wanted to get up to speed quickly, but he had to wait for the 21 of Jacob Blees. Blees going to cross the line. His first lap will be a 15.706 second lap. That's our new fast lap, 16.743 first lap for Lavasser, and first lap for Wetstein, 16.211.
Second lap completing this time for the 21 of Jacob Blees. A little bit faster, 15.5719 puts him on top of the leaderboard. Steve Lavasser coming in with a little bit slower lap, 16.627. And Ryan Wetstein with a little bit slower, 16.627 as well.
So through our first 3 groups of qualifying, Jacob Blees is fastest on the top of the heap with a 15.571 second lap. Fourth group rolling out onto the track includes defending USMTS national champion, the 24C of Jim Chisholm, with that Heinz Enterprises Skyrocket Chassis, Bill Fox KS Engineering, number 24C. Joining him, the 96 of Tate Hansen out of Spicer, Minnesota, and Devin Havlick with the 5D. 3 cars for our fourth group of qualifying. And the first to turn a lap will be Jim Chisholm with the 24C machine. Chisholm's opening lap as he crosses the line will be a 15.689 second lap. Good enough for second fastest. First lap for Hansen, 16.360. He's 7th fastest. And first lap for Havlick, 15.894. He's into the top 5. 4th fastest with his opening lap.
Second lap for Chisholm. A little bit quicker, 15.623, still in second place. 16.373 for Tate Hansen and Devin Hamlet with a 15.894. So Chisholm is in second. That's Jim Chisholm over his brother Joe Chisholm. Devin Hamlet in fourth.
Next group of qualifying will include former track champion, the number 95, Keith Foss. Foss racing for Bob Brink Incorporated, LT Construction, Wares Machine, Sam Larson Construction with that MB Customs chassis. Joining Foss will be Brandon Davis with a 50 to the third, a tri-built chassis with support from Trelo Motorsports, KS Engineering, and K2 Ag. Also, the 07 of six-time national champion, 3 national championships in the WISSOTA ranks, 3 national championships in the USRA ranks. That's Corey Krapser in the 07. First lap for the 95 of Keith Foss, third fastest, 15.793. First lap for Davis, sixth fastest, 15.925. Just these 2 cars on the track, so we're missing the 07 of Krapser. Second lap for Foss, 15.793. Third fastest for Keith Foss. Second lap for Davis, 15.771. He takes over that number 3 spot. So your top 3 now, Jacob Blease with a 21, Jim Chisholm with the 24C, and Brandon Davis with a 50 to the third.
Here's Corey Krapser in the 07. Looks like he's going to be doing it with Alex Williamson here for the last qualifying in Group A. Corey Krapser, as Dan just mentioned, from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, multi-time track champion. And Alex Williamson, a 15W from Rushford, Minnesota, our second car out there. Krapser down the backstretch with turns 3 and 4 to pick up his first time here for lap number 1. He's going to come in with 15.953. It's 7th on the field so far. Williamson ranked 8th with a 15.993 for his first lap.
Second lap for Corey Krapser, not going to be as quick, I wouldn't think, as he's up in the marbles there in 3 and 4. Second lap will be a 16.399 second lap. 7th fastest with his first lap. Second lap for Alex Williamson, a bit better, 15.954. 8th fastest in this opening group of Deathridge Opticians qualifying for the Kevco Racing Northern Lights Modified Series presented by Real Racing Wheels. So that will wrap up our first group. Fast qualifier, Jacob Blease with a 15.571 second lap. Second fastest, Jim Chisholm with a 15.628 second lap. Third fastest, Brandon Davis with a 15.771 second lap. Keith Foss and Joe Chisholm will round out the top 5 in group number 1 qualifying. The second group of 5 in qualifying,
Devin Hamlet with a 15.894 in 6th. Corey Krapser in the 07 qualifying with a 15.953. Alex Williamson 8th with 15.954. Josh Angston 9th with a 16.007. Ryan Wetstein in the top 10 with a 16.211.
Third group of 5 in this first round of qualifying. Lucas Schott, 11th fastest with a 16.336 second lap. Tatton Hansen with a 16.343 second lap, 12th fastest. 13th fastest, Cole Benera with a 16.487 second lap. 14th fastest, Steve Lavasser with a 16.572 second lap. Darwin Carew in 15th with a 16.667 second lap. And rounding out the 16 qualifiers, Mason McEvers with 18M, a 16.946 second lap.
Yeah, it looks like the cars from the first group have exited the infield and through staging. We should be seeing the second group of competitors coming out with John Daly from Arcadia, Wisconsin, the 94 junior. The Maple Leaf meets Wamedy House entry from right over the hill in Arcadia. And we have Caden Nicious in the Justman Freight Lines CRC Motorsports number 4 car, and Ben Nading from Ankeny, Iowa in car 21N in the Carl's Chevrolet entry. Here's our first 3 from group number 2.
Group number 2 of Deathridge Opticians qualifying for the Kevco Racing Northern Lights Modified Series on the track. John Daly, 2009 track champion here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, had a good qualifying run last night with a 94 JR. We will see how he does this evening as he comes out of turn number 4 to complete lap number 1. His first lap will be a 16.343 second lap. First lap for Nicious will be a 17.419 second lap, and opening lap for Nading will be a 16.500 second lap.
Yeah, Nicious really had a bad push on his lap number 1 through turns 1 and 2. Second lap for John Daly, a little bit slower at 16.343, his best lap. Nicious, his best lap was a second, a little bit of improvement with a 16.410. Ben Nading, his first lap was better at 16.500.
So the first 3 modifieds get their Deathridge Opticians qualifying laps in. We'll get ready for our second group of 3, which includes the 97 JR, Hebel Cleaning, L&L Volkman Auto Body Repair, Brown's Tire Battery, Jerry Lineker Trucking, MB Custom Chassis 97 JR of Landon Volkman. Joining Landon on the track will be the number 58 Hockatown Saloon, Smith Equipment, Pennell Chipping, CDR, K. Dillard Racing Chassis, entry of Gary Christian. And joining those two will be the 20 machine of Happy Texas's Rodney Sanders, piloting that MB Customs chassis with Wichita Tank Racing, Pulse and Rock Products, and Sanitation Resources along for the ride. First lap for Christian will be a 16.044 second lap. First lap for Sanders will be a 15.866 second lap. First lap for Volkman was a 16.473. Second lap for Volkman, 16.602. Second lap for Christian will be a 16.252. And the second lap for Sanders will be a 15.912 second lap. Rodney Sanders, thus far, your fastest of the first 6 cars who have turned laps in this second group of qualifying.
Next group of competitors includes Dylan Gadel from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. The Cyclone race car, courtesy Ford Pete's Auto entry. Parker Hill from Grand Meadow, Minnesota, in car number 28. River Valley Radon Riverland Trucking entry. And Joe Hordahl, the 29H. Travis and Lonnie Spencer, RCC Concrete entry.
So Dylan Gadel and that blue and green subway machine going to be the first across the line to complete a lap. His opening lap will be a 15.908 second lap. Good enough for second fastest thus far. Opening lap for Parker Hale in the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky number 28, 16.234. First lap for Hordahl, 16.376.
Second lap, a little bit slower for Dylan Gadel. He's going to be settling for second so far. The 16.039. Parker Hale, 16.262, a little bit quicker on that one. And Joe Hordahl a little bit quicker as well. Trims off a couple thousandths of a second at a 16.263, putting him in the top 5.
Fast qualifier thus far in this group. Rodney Sanders, second fastest. Dylan Gadel, third fastest. Gary Christian. Next group of 3 will include the 55H of A.J. Hoff and that Winner's Edge entry out of Mantorville, Minnesota. Joining Hoff will be the 87H of Harley Dice in the Denny's Roofing and Repair. 5-Star Amusements, Horman's HVAC Rage Chassis by Jake Tim, the Dice Man, trying to back up last year's track championship. Also, the 20Q machine will be piloted by Cole Queensland with support from Meyerhofer, Crane, and Logging. First lap for A.J. Hoff, 16.253 seconds. First lap for Dice across the line will be a 16.300 second lap, 7th fastest. And first lap for Queensland, 16.149, 4th fastest.
Second lap coming in a little bit slower for A.J. Hoff, 16.2804. Second lap for Harley Dice, trims off a little bit, 16.2496. And the second lap for Cole Queensland, but quicker as well at 15.9280. Queensland into the top 3 in the 20Q with that run on his second lap with a 15.928 time.
So we've got 3 qualifiers in this group in sub-16 second laps. Next group of 3 includes the 95X of Sean Walski in the Crown Auto, Bob Brink Incorporated, Scenic Landscaping, MB Customs number 95X. Joining Walski on the track will be the number 30 Mars Race Cars, Northwest Wisconsin Refrigeration entry of Matt Lear, and the 43 of the Riverland Trucking Kick-Ass Beef Jerky, the Loose Team Real Broker, Rage Chassis entry of Zach Brom. Lap number 1 for Walski, 16.108 second lap. Good enough for 5th fastest. Opening lap for Lear, 16.054.
The Brom's coming out probably in the next group.
So 2 of the expected 3 on the track. Second lap for Walski will be a little bit slower, 16.643. Second lap for Lear, also a bit slower, 16.556. Lear in the top 5, though, with that opening lap.
So your top 5 looks like this: Rodney Sanders, Dylan Gadel, Cole Queensland, Gary Christian, and Matt Lear, who cracked the top 5 on that last run. Last 2 coming out right now. Here comes Zach Brom that Dan was just talking about from Winona, Minnesota.
And the 428 of Caden Blazer, the MB Customs Vonco. West Hill Bar and Grill CMB Shops, MB Customs entry of Caden Blazer. Zach Brom, who had himself a good run last night, was able to finish in the top 15 with that 43. Opening lap for Zach Brom as he comes across the line will be 16.025 seconds, good enough for fourth fastest. Opening lap for Caden Blazer, 16.157, eighth fastest. Brom in the 43, Blazer in the 428, getting ready to complete their second and final lap in Deathridge Opticians. Qualifying second lap for Brom, not quite as good, 16.162. Second lap for Blazer, a little bit better, 16.022.
Blazer up to fourth place.
So your top 5 qualifiers in our second round of Deathridge Opticians qualifying has Rodney Sanders at the top of the heap with a 15.866 second lap. Dylan Gadel second fastest with a 15.908 second lap. Cole Queensland third fastest with a 15.928 second lap. Those 3 qualifiers, the only 3 in sub 16 second laps in that second group. Fourth fastest, Caden Blazer. Fifth fastest, Zach Brom.
Sixth fastest is Gary Christian, the 58X. Matt Lear in 7th with a 30 car. Sean Walski, the 95X. Parker Hale in 9th place in car 28. And Harley Dice in the top 10 in the 87H.
Qualifying 11th, AJ Hoff with a 16.253 second lap. 12th, Joe Horgdahl with a 16.263 second lap. 13th, John Daly with a 16.343. 14th, Caden Nicius with a 16.410. 15th, Landon Volkman with a 16.473. And rounding out the 16 qualifiers, Ben Nading with a 16.500. So that will wrap up Deathridge Opticians qualifying for the Kevco Racing Northern Lights Modified Series presented by Real Racing Wheels.
For everyone watching around the world on DIRTVision, we're going to step aside. Our first commercial break. We'll be right back with more from Mississippi Thunder Speedway.
Real American beer made for real Americans like us, brothers.
It's a moment of transformation when humans become heroes and training gives way to instinct. In that moment, senses are heightened to new levels. Every sound, every breath, every second that can mean the difference between life and death. Determination is matched only by empathy for those who need you most. In that moment, you need a tool that rises to the challenge. Simple, rugged, reliable. Amcus Rescue Systems, built for the moment.
Get ready for some dirt flying excitement at Marion Center Raceway.
They're side by side for the lead. Down the front straightaway, gets a big head of steam down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go. It's going to be a dynamite finish. Slide job on the final lap of this one. Oh, man, that was dynamite.
The dirt is what we live for. Come see the World of Outlaws late models near you.
It's ARP fasteners for whatever you race. From 2 wheels to 4. Off-road, on-road, even water. From the flat track to the salt flats. Grassroots racers, weekend warriors, and pros alike trust ARP. Made in America quality, family owned and operated. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-Bolts.com. No matter what you race.
Fast One Speed Shop is your destination for the parts you desire. If you've ever craved dealer-type pricing on most major brands without hefty buy-ins, now's your opportunity. Whether you're into circle track, drag, street, repair shops, hot rods, or more, we've got you covered for just $99.99 a month. The Fast One Parts VIP Club is unmatched, so start saving hundreds or thousands by joining the VIP Club today. Visit us online at fast1speedshop.com or fast1parts.com.
Ready to rise? To the challenge? Above obstacles. Above perceptions.
Prediger, and will make the pass on the top lane.
Above it all. If so, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Welcome back to everyone watching around the world on DIRTVision, home to the greatest shows on dirt and your destination to watch every lap live of the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models presented by DIRTVision. And of course, the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, which they will be here, race fans, Tuesday night, August 19th, here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. If you've never been, come check it out. Track prep happening right now as we get ready for opening ceremonies. There's a lot involved in getting the track surface ready for Outlaw competition. Earlier today, we caught up with Bob Tim, the owner of Mississippi Thunder Speedway, to take a deeper dive into the art of track preparation. Let's take a look.
It was a struggle. I mean, it took a long time to figure it out. I thought I knew what I was doing. It was kind of one of them deals when we bought the track. It was like I always had an opinion when I went to racetracks, how they were doing things and what they were doing right, what they were doing wrong. And finally I found myself in a position where I owned a racetrack and had to figure it out, and I realized it wasn't near as easy as I thought it was. Here it seems like each week is different. So it's hard to just say, I come here, I throw some water down, I open it up, I start sheep's foot, and then I blade and I pack it in. It's different all the time. It's like I got to get on it, look at it, see what it's doing, and then kind of adjust my program just depending on what it needs. But still, in my opinion, and it will always be this way, the most important thing is making sure that we have a quality racetrack and that the guys can come out here and showcase their abilities to be able to put on a quality race. And you just have to have a good racetrack to do that. If you give them that, there's enough talent in that pit to make it happen. So first thing I try to do is loosen it up, get moisture down in, and I try to do that at least a day before anybody's gonna get here. So when I come here, I know once I connect the moisture to the top of the surface down to the moisture down below, I'm good. And it can go black, and the sun goes down, I can go out there and just sprinkle and reconnect to that moisture and have the track turn brown again, and we're right back in business. And then we're not racing in the sun anymore, and we can race for a while. If you don't do that and you go out and you just sprinkle, then I think what you do is you make a bunch of dust, which you make crumbs anyways when you do it, but you make a bunch of dust and you kind of entice the surface to start to take rubber because it's dry and it's hard and it's abrasive, and so it likes to rubber faster. When you got moisture down in it and you do that, dirt kind of moves around a little bit, it's compacted, but it actually moves around a little bit. Then you're kind of in just make sure you blade it, make sure you got it, it's smooth, there's no whoop-de-doos or anything like that. And then after that, you're just kind of in maintenance mode, making sure that when the guys get on it, it's of the right consistency so they're not racing on slime, but at the same time, it doesn't flash off and make a bunch of dust. And I see that, I often wonder, there's a lot of guys that have gotten really good at it. We have those Terragators. A lot of tracks don't have them. Up here, it seems like most tracks do. But what that allows you to do is have the track ready to roll on a half hour or 45 minutes before the races are starting. And maybe the sun's out, it's windy, and you can just sit there and be every 5 minutes just go out and sprinkle it, and 8 minutes later it flashes off and it's ready to race on, right? Because sometimes you do that, if you wait 5 minutes too long, you got dust. It's just that simple, you know what I mean? It's so critical that you hit it just right. Otherwise, you end up in a situation with the guys that just have these big volume trucks where they dump it on there and they're trying to time out when that thing's going to be just right to go out and race, and it's going to pack in, it's not going to have slime on it or whatever. I mean, it's like threading the needle. And then you go out and dump all that volume water on, and then all of a sudden a bunch of clouds come over, or it's cloudy and all of a sudden the sun comes out and it dries out too fast. Now it's too late to go dump more on it, it's dry. So we're really fortunate that we got those things here, and it makes timing everything out perfect. So if you pay attention here, when we say we're going to start at 7 o'clock, we start at 7 o'clock. If we did this for money, we'd be doing something else. So it's a passion for the sport. And I don't think we're unique in that way. I think anybody that owns a racetrack or has done it for any amount of time, they have a passion for the sport, and that's why they do it.
Thank you to Bob Tam, the owner of Mississippi Thunder Speedway, for that interview and going through the process. Of course, Mississippi Thunder Speedway, when we came here, was a hidden gem, and all of a sudden, Mississippi Thunder Speedway, they put themselves on the map, being one of the raciest tracks in America, and Bob Tam and Tyrone and the whole staff here do a fantastic job of prepping this racetrack, giving a good quality product to the teams that then put on a good race for you race fans that come out here and spend your hard-earned money. So Mississippi Thunder Speedway has been one of our favorite stops on the calendar, and already 5th annual Dairyland Showdown, and this this event has quickly grown to be one of the marquee events in dirt late model racing. Opening ceremonies around the corner here as track prep continues. We'll step aside and be right back for everyone watching our coverage from the Dairyland Showdown here on DIRTVision.
When precision matters, it's the tools that define the moment. This summer, racing meets the hunt. Jarrett Rifles, ASIO Gear, ASD Motorsports. A partnership offering a $10,000 journey to legendary precision and $2,000 to outfit your next conquest. Where passion meets possibility at the late model dream. Your path awaits at asdmotorsports.com.
The Outlaws are bringing the Thunder to Raceway 7.
They're side by side for the lead down the front straightaway. Gets a big head of steam down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go. It's going to be a dynamite finish. Slide job on the final lap of this one. Oh, man, that was dynamite.
Blood in our hearts, dirt in our veins. Come see the World of Outlaws late models near you.
At Lake Elmo, Minnesota. In his 8th year of Super Late Model competition, the Soyberg Calf Ranches, Blanda Pressure Washers, Hanco Corporation, Fuel Factory, The Real Cafe, B1, it's Brent Larson.
Only the toughest drivers can handle the World of Outlaws late model series. Only the toughest pressure washers carry the name Blanda.
It rose from humble beginnings in the Valley of the Sun. A sprint car racer saw the need for racing shirts. And now, the vision of Carl Korbacher has resulted in Arizona Sport Shirts helping racers across America spread their message. For the best custom designed shirts, hoodies, caps, koozies, and much more, go to ArizonaSportShirts.com. Be part of history. Arizona Sport Shirts, the original racing shirt.
This copyrighted DIRTVision broadcast may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or distributed in any form without World Racing Group's written consent. Copyright infringement is a federal crime.
Welcome back to everyone watching around the world on DIRTVision, home to the greatest shows on dirt. The continuation of the Coltman Farms Racing Cup here this evening. Coltman Farms Racing is taking its support of late model racing in the World of Outlaws to the next level in 2025 with the creation of the Coltman Farms Racing Cup. It is a 9-event championship contest hosted at the premier events of the 2025 World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Model Series presented by DIRTVision schedule. The Cup boasts a $10,000 purse to be awarded to the top 2 point earners. And of course, you can keep up with that all year long. Go to My Race Pass, go to the World of Outlaws points section, and you can click on the Coltman Farms Racing Cup. The points will be awarded to all feature drivers at each Coltman Farms Racing Cup race using the World of Outlaws points format. The driver with the most points at the end of the 20-plus race battle will be crowned the champion, receiving the Coltman Farms Racing Cup trophy and $7,500. The second highest points earner will receive $2,500. Brett Coltman, of course, a big supporter. He said supporting short track racing has always been a top priority for him, and it embodies the essence of the sport. the owner of Coltman Farms Racing, Brett Coltman, said that we can't thank him so much. He also said by collaborating with the World of Outlaws to launch the Coltman Farms Cup, they are excited not only to expand their reach, but also celebrating the values of heroism, sportsmanship, pride, community, family, and country. They take great pride in this initiative. Their aim is to offer these drivers and teams an added motivation to excel. The dedication required to travel week after week can be challenging, and recognize that effort is what it takes. So thank you to Brett Coltman and all of them. Of course, all the events during the Coltman Farms Racing Cup, the 9 events are the Talladega Short Track Alabama Gang 100, which took place a week ago. Then the Dairyland Showdown here at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Marion Center Raceway, $30,000 to win for the Connor Bobick Memorial. That's our next event happening May 16th and 17th, the next time we're out that weekend. Then the Gopher 50, the Napa Auto Parts Gopher 50 at the Deer Creek Speedway. Race fans, make plans to join us 4th of July weekend. You don't want to miss it. July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Not too far from here, race fans. Head on out to the Napa Auto Parts Gopher 50, July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And, of course, the Prairie Dirt Classic at Fairbury Speedway, July 26th. We won't do the first night because there's no points awarded to go to the Coltman Farms Racing Cup. Again, it's using our format there. It's PDC shootouts, so we'll just do the points of the 100-lap Prairie Dirt Classic. And then, of course, the weekend after that, $100,000 to win at the USA Nationals at the Cedar Lake Speedway, July 31st, August 1st, and 2nd. You don't want to miss it. Cedar Lake Speedway, just right up the road here, race fans. Mark your calendars. Be there July 31st through August 2nd at Cedar Lake Speedway. That also part of the Coltman Farms Racing Cup. And then the final 3 events included our Tri-City Speedway at the Battle by the Arch, September 26th and 27th. Boot Hill Speedway, $50,000 to win, October 10th and 11th. And, of course, the Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the World of Outlaws World Finals. Ready for action here in the finale of the Dairyland Showdown. Ashton Smythe downstairs to conduct the opening ceremonies.
Thanks so much, Ruben. Before we continue racing action here tonight, fans at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, I please ask if you rise, if you are able, and remove your hats. And here to give tonight's invocation with Racing with Jesus, here is Kevin Griggs.
Thank you, Ashton. Let's go, Lord, in prayer. Father God, once again, thank you for this wonderful day. It is a beautiful day to be at the racetrack. Father, we are so blessed to be here and blessed to watch an incredible show that's going to be happening tonight. Thank you for everybody that put this together, between the folks here at the track and World Racing Group. Father, thank you for our men and women in the military, those that have served, those that are serving. A lot of them gave everything so that we can be here as free people enjoying the greatest sport there is, dirt track racing. Father, thank you for loving us. And thank you for allowing us to be all that we can be. God bless America, and God bless dirt track racing. Amen.
Thank you, Kevin. And please remain standing. I'm going to pass the microphone over to sing tonight's national anthem, Malia Indra.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Kevin and Malia. Race fans, get settled in your seats, crack a cold Real American beer. We got 6 heat races coming your way.
Thank you very much.